And a 3 and a 2 and a 1 and a going live now. No, what am I looking for? Oh, there. And this behind it and that. There we go. All right. And can you guys hear the heavenly music, the heavenly church music in my background right now?
Tad.
Okay. That's cuz yeah. We'll have to go with that, but it's okay. There's no problems.
It's just our background music. We don't have anything else.
Yeah. Plus, we're gonna
There we
muddle
go.
it up so much that we can't get copyright stricken for it. So it's all good.
Exactly. That's how you know the dark honest is authentic.
All right, guys. Welcome to the first episode of In the YGO for 2021. It is aptly named New Year Old Faces because you guys have already seen our faces. And today with me, if I have to introduce you to these people and you have never seen them before, you are obviously new to the channel. With me today is GoldenNovaYugioh and Theater YGO. How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing blurst.
That's awesome. What about you, JC?
I'm doing pretty good as well. School starts for me tomorrow. Actually, my final semester though for my bachelor's, so it's definitely bittersweet. I guess I'm doing blurst as well. How are you, Jello?
I am finally getting sleep. Just
Good.
putting it out there. Finally getting sleep. I had a blast doing the editing for Out of the Box. I would have liked it a lot more if my computer wasn't being blurst and literally crashing every 10-15 minutes of me editing. But yeah, it's pretty good. Sleeping and closing my eyes is really nice. But let's welcome whoever has interacted with us in the chat already. We have Hank Cheesecake, the guy, the one guy that has been consistent throughout all of the games of Arc 1 of Out of the Box. Thank you for joining us tonight. We also have Boeing, says hola, hola. And oh my god, we have Theater YGO in the chat tonight.
Shut up.
This is amazing. Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
not, you're lying to me.
No, I am so flattered that he has chosen to appear tonight. But yeah. Zombie Slayer 9000 is also in the chat. What is up? So, guys, since it's a new year and it's been about a month since the last episode, I'd say it's been about a month. Oh, like 3 more days, it would have been 31 days since the last In the YGO podcast, and quite a few things have happened since then, and even more things have happened. Even more things happened like before that last episode, and so on and so forth. I'm losing my brains, but
All things considered, considering actual like real events that happened, yeah, a lot of overloading's been happening the past few days. Totally understandable.
Yeah, we've been driving so fast. Ka-chow. But yeah, Zombie Slayer 9000 says Darth Vader versus Iron Man. Yeah, that was a crazy fight. Have you seen that? But yeah, tonight, guys, we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna ease a bit into the new year. Just gonna talk about things that have happened so far in terms of Out of the Box. We're gonna start with that, and we're gonna head into the first third of the year, because I believe Lightning Overdrive doesn't come out until April, I want to say.
That sounds right, since it's coming out in a few days in the OCG. Research mode activate. I don't see a release date yet.
Okay.
But 3 months, April, that's about right.
All right. But yeah, because we haven't gotten much news about in terms of Ghosts from the Past. We finally got the set list for Legendary Duelist Season 2. finally, because I was nervous that we weren't going to hear about it, and then it would have just been announced that it was going to be delayed, and that would have enraged me. But thankfully, that is coming out on schedule. So yeah, we have a lot of good stuff to talk about. But let's start with what just finished yesterday. Arc 1 of Out of the Box just finished. JC Theater YGO has taken the lead with his giant mecha cyber dragon things, and yeah, Nova and I have been left in the dust a little bit, but thankfully we all got points. That was probably one of the best ways to start the series. Like, we all at least got 1 point.
We got some foot in the door on this one.
Yeah. At least. But
it's still anyone's game.
It really is still anyone's game. I still need to make the out of the box treasury, like deck treasury, so I don't accidentally sell the pieces that might go to a potential winner at the end of the year. But yeah, that was it was a really fun experience. I really hope that the next arc, in terms of camera quality, goes up, because we are now using Discord Nitro. I figured that I put in the little bit of money to make our games not look like they were recorded 11 years ago. But yeah, hopefully that goes well. The reception was really good. I'm so glad that the audience liked it, and I literally just forgot. I said this in chat before we even got into the meeting, but congratulations, GoldenNovaYugioh, for hitting 2,000 subscribers! Yay!
Wait, what did he do? That doesn't sound right. Who did that? That's not. Oh, well, dang, I guess he did. Wow, cool.
Yeah, but GoldenNova has hit 2,000 subscribers, which means he might start charging us to come onto the show. Don't worry, buddy. I'll send you that Magistus deck. But
if I ever get to that point where I'm that conceited, where I'm asking for appearance fees, please shoot me.
Don't worry, I will.
Thank you.
But yeah, what are your thoughts, guys? What are your closing thoughts on Arc 1 of Out of the Box that you haven't already voiced on the last episode?
I learned to take rarity into better account than I had last time. I don't think I mentioned it during the episode, and I didn't consciously think about it until I was rewatching it with everyone. But yeah, I really did just think about it like, well, if Drytron doesn't open this particular card at high rarity, then it's basically a free win. But I didn't take into account that I needed 9 ultras to make anything work. So, I'm gonna take a better. Should I win more rock paper scissors in the future, I'm gonna try and lab that a bit better for my selection process.
Yeah, you gotta go into the remote mountains under a waterfall and just. But yeah.
Just drawing cards like that that caveman guy from GX. The golden egg witch.
Oh man, I miss Tag Force. They should bring that back, but it'd be horribly confusing. Anything else on Out of the Box?
I don't think I have anything. JC, do you have anything?
So I will say that from before we even did Out of the Box, when you just told us the idea, I was always very interested in it. It sounded like a strong idea, right? It was something to not to get too heartfelt, but it was something to believe in almost, when you get pitched a business idea almost, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. So I was always very excited for it, and I'm very glad that it actually translated as well as we thought. And through hiccups behind the scenes in terms of just realizing, oh, we could do this slightly differently, this slightly more streamlined and stuff like that going forward, I think this being as good as it was for our first time doing anything like this just sets a precedent for it being even better going forward. It also made me so that's like my first great point about Out of the Box that I don't think I've really voiced like that before. And my main other thing, which I think I voiced before, was that this series kind of makes me look at sets differently in general, because now every set I look at, especially obviously like newer sets that are coming out, like looking into the future, I'm like, how good would this be in Out of the Box? Like, how good can you just make a deck straight out of it? Because if you look at like any even main set that come out with like new archetypes, there's always random other cards that you need to have that archetype either playable or at least, you know, more competitive, because usually, you know, when you get a core you can make it somewhat playable. But it just really makes you think. Like I think this is something that I mentioned before in the podcast, but how Dark Neostorm literally was a main set that only had support for archetypes that came out already. This is kind of dated because it did come out, I think, in 2019, even maybe 2020. I don't know. Years are so confusing sometimes, but it's stuff like that even though it's cool, it's very interesting to think about if that's actually good or not, because there are players and people that like get into the game, buy a set, and if that first set doesn't hit right, if you can't make a deck out of it, then sometimes that's all you need to just not play it anymore. You know, like look at I'm probably gonna make a side reel on this right now, kind of off topic, but look at like Digimon, for instance. GoldenNova, I'm sure you can attest to this, and as an outsider I may be talking incorrectly, so of course let me know, but you're really grabbing at cards right now because it's just like the starter decks and whatever like preview like box came out and stuff, so it doesn't feel like complete yet. I know some people, I think in your deck profile that you posted, check it out, you were like, oh, I'm kind of like playing this until I get something better and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's like a mentality some people get when they just like open up a certain set and that's all they have. So I don't know, it just makes me look at sets a lot differently since I've taken part in this little social experiment we have going on here.
All right,
how are you feeling about this?
Yeah, go ahead, Nova.
Oh no, I agree insofar as it's 1,000,000% worse in Yu-Gi-Oh than it is in Digimon, because you can pretty much take a bunch of cards of the same color in that and still make a functioning deck. But if you open up like a core set of, you know, Blazing Vortex right now, I blanked on exactly the cards that were in that set, but I'm sure there's a few of them that are like, I really want to play this archetype, but I only have the latest 2 cards they released for it, and now you're telling me I gotta go out and buy all these ones to get the core of what I actually want to play? Yeah, I can see that being a barrier of entry for a lot of people. So parents, if you're buying a sealed product for your kids, get structure decks.
Yeah. But
the main point of this entire series is structure decks.
I was about to, you know, agree with you, JC, when you said that was the whole point of this series, and then when you said structure decks, I'm like, oh crap, I have to say that. But yeah,
my out of the box ability rating for a structure deck, 10 out of 10, dude. That's completely playable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just get 3. You don't have to get the emergency box. 3's all you need. And yeah, unless you're going for the Spirit Charmer structure deck and you want alternate arts of everything, you're probably gonna have to get 12 at the minimum. But let's hope you don't have to. But yeah, like looking back at the first arc, I had so much fun doing it, and a little less fun editing, because, you know, editing is never as fun as, you know, just enjoying it. But you know, the entire thing was a learning experience for me in more than one way. And the first way, which is the most important one, was I finally know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh now, which is really nice. And yeah, thank you. And the second thing in terms of post-production was there are a lot of things that people do that look really complicated that are actually very simple, and all I have to do now is copy and paste, and that's it. Like, episode 3.2 to 3.6 was literally just copy pasting everything I was using in the previous episodes. The only thing that made it long was cutting out all of all of the moments that made us look really dumb. Because I swear, between the three of us guys, the reason that I said that the recording session took about 3.5 hours was because there was at least 45 minutes of us not knowing how to stream, of me not knowing how to stream the games onto Discord without the stream stopping whenever I clicked on the thing. So I had to get another computer for that. And then literally half of some of the games were us just learning how our cards worked, except for Zane, because he already knew going into it. But
Yeah.
JC and I were just confused. We were like, what does my card do again? But yeah, there was
Next
there
time
was
we'll make
that.
sure Konami flies me in like a judge polo so I can wear that next time.
Yeah, we'll have to get that. It's yeah, we'll have to get that. But yeah, it was a really fun experience, and I can't wait to go into Arc 2. We did come up with a compromise, and I think that this will be healthy for us because it gives us time away from each other. 'Cause, you know, we have been seeing each other's faces so often in the past 2 months, so I think it'll be good. It'll give us time to work on our own solo projects, which we'll be getting into later in the show, but it also gives me more time to really edit things and really make sure that each episode feels like it wasn't just a copy paste of the previous episode, contrary to what I just said. But yeah, that was really fun, and I think that this is probably the best thing that I could have done, and these are the two best guys that I could have asked to move forward with the series, and we will be talking about what set we'll be doing for Arc 2 later on in the show, but we're not going to do that right now. And that I feel like that's it for Out of the Box, unless you guys have any footnotes to add.
The only thing I would add is that I realized on my segment, I was thinking like really analytically, like what was the things that I would do differently? What did I learn? I did completely skip over the heart of the issue, which was, I agree. I had a lot of fun with both of you. This was actually incredible. Despite all of the moments where I took back plays that you thankfully cut out of the videos. I did have, I meant it in chat when I said that the recording session only felt like an hour because we were just having so much fun just discovering what our decks did and our own like idiosyncrasies that we do while we're dueling. It was the best. So thank you for letting me join in on this.
Of course. And yeah, I think I feel like I skipped out on the thing that I would do differently next time, and I think the thing that I would do differently next time is also what Zane did, is be a little more analytical in what archetype I choose, instead of just going, oh, I really like this. I really want this. Because JC went 4-0 for anybody who didn't who hasn't watched it already. And if you guys didn't watch the first episode, then go and watch it after this episode. Go and watch it after this episode. But JC didn't want Drytrons. He was scared to use Drytrons. And look at where we are now. He's literally a point ahead of the two of us. But yeah, that JC, do you have any closing remarks on the topic of Out of the Box?
I think I hit all my points for the most part on it. It was I feel like I stressed it, but I want to like extra stress it. It was very fun because for those of you who aren't aware, Jello is a superstar with editing this, because everything we did, we filmed like the weekend before it came out, even sometimes the day before he posted like an episode. So that's crazy in and of itself, but that gave me something to do for like what 3 or 4 weekends in a row. Like it was a very, very fun time with some Yu-Gi-Oh people. I don't have any like Yu-Gi-Oh friends IRL to like, you know, be like, oh, let's all duel, especially in the times we live in. You can't just like go to locals either. In my area specifically, no locals are open or anything either. So just in general, this was a very nice like Yu-Gi-Oh centered hangout session. It didn't feel like I was making like content, or it didn't feel like working at all. So it definitely it was a nice time, on top of seeing the fruits of your labor come to fruition in the form of actually good videos on top of that. So really great experience overall, and I think I'm kind of echoing both of you when I say that, for sure.
All right, thank you for the kind words, JC. And before we move into the next part, I just want to go through the chat a little bit because it kind of blew up a little. So let's see. Oh my God, we have GoldenNovaYugioh in the chat.
Yo, I heard that guy just got 2,000.
I know, he's so big. I can't believe it. He's actually watching us. That is insane.
And he's also indemnibly handsome either. We can't stop. We can't mix over that either.
I think that's a little arguable, but I'm kidding.
You think so?
No, I'm kidding. He's a handsome devil. But yeah, thank you, Golden Nova, for joining the chat. We have Porcelain says, "Wowee, sure is Sunday, huh?" Like, yeah, it is the first Sunday in 4 Sundays that we actually had this show. And let's see. Porcelain says, oh wait, sorry. Boeing says that they love Digimon and that their favorite is Pikachu. Mine is too. My favorite Digimon of all time is Pikachu. And let's see. Yeah, the inherent drawback on legacy support kind of hurts new players and abilities to make a deck, and having to buy older cards that could be extremely expensive. And yeah, Hank, that is one thing that I agree is a large issue with any game that doesn't have set rotation. You have to be able to look back to see what is really available, because in games like Pokemon, to a lesser extent, because their card rotation lasts like 2 years, as opposed to Magic's that only lasts, I want to say 1.5 or 1.
No.
Yeah, because I've played both. Magic a little more than Pokemon, but I know that both of them have set rotations that exist, and it makes it a lot easier to be able to build decks, and it makes it really weird when they come out with the champion decks. I don't know. Magic doesn't do it, but Pokemon does. Like after like a world championship, they'll come out with a set that has the world champions deck, and it's like, yay, these cards are only really good for a thing. But yeah, it's really if Yu-Gi-Oh did it, I feel like they'd lose a lot of money, because you just buy 3 of them and you have 3 sets of infinite imperms and ash blossoms and all those other really expensive staples that everybody seems to have in their side decks. But yeah, one of the main thing of Out of the Box was to show that you don't have to do that to have fun in playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And I think that we did a really, I'm sort of like tooting my own horn here, but I think that we did a really good job. We did a really good job in showing that you don't have to go out and spend how much is Imperm now? I'll say it's like 30 Canadian dollars each still. Go out and spend all of that. But I feel like a lot of people know that already. It's just that we always get caught up in competition, that we forget that there's an entire player base that doesn't even want to play with Xyz, Synchros, Links, and Pendulums. But that's besides the point. I'm just we're just patting each other on the back. Let's see. Honestly, life does feel like a hallucination to me. Porcelain, life is a dream. And if dreams are hallucinations, then it's great, because, you literally get to do whatever you imagine. And I think that's beautiful. Let's see. The prophecy, imagine a prophecy structure deck. That'd be cool. I like anything that has any real world relations. So, the prophecy deck is really cool. This is like the spell books and all that other stuff, right? So yeah. Zawaldo. But that's cool.
Nani?
Let's see what else is here. Footnotes are cool. Subtracting the notes. Yeah.
I really hope that we get like a lore thing, because like we know in the books that Endymion attacks the spellbook facility, and then Reaper like I really hope we get that picture of like Endymion, like it's the shot of Jotaro walking towards Dio, but we replace him with Endymion Reaper.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You're walking towards me." It's like, I gotta do it to kick your ass.
Deal.
Jotaro.
I just finished watching Stardust Crusaders on the side note, but
So good.
yeah, it's so good. I'm watching Josuke now, but they don't have it on Netflix, so I have to go, do a little more illegal means to watching it because I can't afford Crunchyroll. But let's get back to the chat because that's literally what's making me do all this. Terrio Frost is in the chat as well. What is up, Terrio? Says he needs to watch it. I'm guessing this is out of the box, and he says that he can sleep in tomorrow, so he knows what he's doing tonight. That's right. We're gonna have a out of the box marathon. It feels really good because like this week I uploaded something every day until yesterday, and then today I had I have this. So it's really it's 7 days of content, and it's really cool. 7
Get
days.
that algorithm going.
Yeah, get the algorithm going, and then like stop it for the next like month because it's gonna like
Oh, it's gonna love that.
Let's see. Porcelain says, imagine putting more thought into the decks you play other than pretty artwork. Yeah. If I did this, then I'd win a lot more, but I wouldn't have as much fun. Although Alistair has been really, really nice, and I like Alistair's original artwork, and I know this might sound really weird because it doesn't look striking in any way, but I really like Invoked Alcides just because of what it does. He's like, I will T-pose you to death. But yeah, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to like skip some of it. Let's see.
You're all just so talkative and wonderful. Thank you. We're sorry that we can't keep up.
I know. My brain cells are still recovering from the 6 days of going to sleep at 4 a.m. I'd love a Stardust Dragon or a Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Yo, I would, cause like they did. What was it? Yugi and
Synchronic Stream.
Oh, sorry. What's up?
Oh, sorry. We're going two different routes.
You first.
I'll let you finish first. Go ahead. I was just gonna say they did Synchronic Stream, which was like Stardust Warrior, I think it was.
Yeah.
I thought that you were just gonna say they kind of did Stardust almost, but go ahead with you because from what I just heard, I think it sounds a lot more interesting.
Because they did that Yugi and Kaiba Reloaded, where we got the Berserkian and ABC things.
Yeah.
I think it would kick if we got ones for like every series, like every 1 or 2 years. It was like Jaden and Chaz, Jack and Yusei, Yuma and one of his like 4 rivals. I don't know.
And then one for each of the Dimension protagonists. Oh my goodness.
Konami, we're printing money for you. Get over here. Come on.
Although, like, the casual card base doesn't take very well to Pendulum, so I don't know if they, would even consider doing it. But I need a Jaden structure deck. Not the Jaden structure, not Jaden per se, but I need a Supreme King structure deck so I can finally get my common Adusted Gold. I can get 3 for $30. Can you imagine how many Konami would sell for that? Oh my gosh. We are printing Konami. We're literally just,
we're the DS of
money.
podcasts. Come on.
Yeah, come on. But yeah. Oh, the Archfiend guy is also in the I was about to say structure deck. What is up, the Archfiend guy? He says a Bakura structure deck or antagonist decks. That would be really, really cool. I think Bakura would be nice because Legendary Duelist 5 was really nice in terms of like the Cursed Necrofear and all the spirits and everything, but I wanted the Destiny board. I want they should make the Lost Art Destiny board if they don't have it already. Instead of saying final, give us death, in the game, not in real life. I still want to live.
Oh yeah, fair.
I haven't even hit my quarter life crisis yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Boeing says Penn's best deck. You are a representative of a very small fringe minority group. I'm kidding. And Yuri's structure deck for the fusion stance. Oh my gosh, yes, a Predaplant deck. Give us another form of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon that'll get banned. That'd be great. And legendary decks for the bad guys. Ooh, can you imagine like a three deck set, and it's all just bad guys? We could finally get Zork with his, dragon penis.
Hello, everyone.
Let me stand here. We stand here very menacingly as you cower in the shade of my phallus. That'd be cool.
So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged episode 83 came out.
I haven't watched it yet. Maybe we could do a streaming party sometime. But yeah.
Very good. You need to watch it next time.
Oh my god. But Verte. Hank says a Verte Anaconda common reprint. I'd be down for that. I'd buy 3 of that. That could be another out of the box series. I was actually thinking of doing it for the legendary hero decks, but I've opened like 4 of them already, so I don't want to.
That's a good idea. Actually, I want to run this by on stream so everyone can listen to this bad idea.
Okay.
If we need like a gap set, could we take that legendary thing with Norse and Phantom Knights and whatever the third one was?
Heroes.
Oh, yeah,
Heroes. Come on, man. I'm right here.
Another archetype that's incredibly popular. What's that one?
Unsubscribe. You go down to 1,999.
Anyway, but would that be something that we could do as like an out of the box?
Yeah, we could definitely do that. But I was thinking instead of us getting like 3 of each of these structure decks, we get 1 of each, and then we just have like an amalgamation of like this really weird thing.
Oh yeah.
At least if we did it with legendary heroes, we'd all at least get 1. I think it's Twin Twister, and Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. We could pull out those retro strats. That'd be great.
We'd all be just Dark Law pass and with some not break sword sets. Sorry,
Fogblade.
I don't know my Phantom Knights lore, but like Fogblade. Yes, thank you so much, because we'll all have a Fogblade and a Dark Law, and that'll be just back and forth like that. But okay, so it's official then, right? Confirm that we're doing that.
Yeah. If something happens, in like let's say April to June, May to June. If something happens in those 2 months and we don't get any like good sets to do it with, then we'll do it. We could do it there. If there are any still left in circulation, I have to go and check some out. But yeah, let's see. I feel like the chat's really hungry because we started with, I think it was because of me saying Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and then we got a Hungry Venom Burger Dragon, and then Boeing says Hungry Burger needs a reprint, and Tario just seconded the motion. So does Hungry Burger need a reprint?
Hungry Burger for next pack cover card, everyone. Hungry Burger archetype.
It'll be a starving burger,
And they're gonna splash Drytron in there, and it's gonna have Majesty's Fiend anyway, and it's just gonna be lockout. No one cares.
Yeah. Speaking of Hungry Burger, I remember, I don't know how many months ago this was, but it was when gripping food with force was really big, and JC murdered a Hungry Burger on Twitter. So I don't think they're but yeah. That was so funny. I was at work. I was drinking water at the time. I saw it. That was great. Oh man. It's that's crazy. But yeah, that's for the future to decide. And speaking of the future, I feel like this is the best segue into into Lightning Overdrive, because we've already talked enough about Blazing Vortex. The best card in there is White Baking. You know, you can't deny that fact. Sorry, JC. But yeah, like we just got drops, spoiler drops for a bunch of things in the past. I think it was like just the last 2 days, I think. And yeah, we're gonna go over that, because I feel like if we all agree that if we go over everything that came out and then we all have to give our this is amazing, this sucks and stuff like that, then we're definitely going over time. And you know, JC starting school again tomorrow. I just thought of this excuse now, so we need to keep this very quick and discreet. So we're gonna go over cards, like just a couple of cards in Lightning Overdrive that we find really interesting to, you know, just personally. Doesn't have anything to do with competitive or whatever. It might. I don't know, but for sure will not be, because my name is not competitive card gamer. It is casual card gamer. So
yeah, that's right.
Hank Cheesecake, just before we get into this, Hank Cheesecake says JC Burger Slayer. That is your new Twitter handle until we get a retrain for Hungry Burger. Oh man.
Correction.
Yeah.
Saber JC Burger Slayer. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. That sounds even better. Okay, so I guess I'll go first, since I'm probably gonna forget everything. I already forgot the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Wait, I remembered now. Okay, so the first card that really piques my interest, because 1, I like the archetype, 2, I love the lore, and 3, I haven't caught up on the lore yet, so I'm going to be going on to Nova's channel in a bit. But number 4, I love rituals, and that is Fallen Albaz Knight. I think that's what it's called, or something like that. Let me just...
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Fallen
Knight of Albaz.
Oh, Fallen Knight of Albaz. Okay, so it doesn't carry the Dogmatica name, so I don't know how well it will be able to think. As I have an entire Dogmatica core. I have 7 Ashians, because those freaking things did not want to let go of me. But I have not touched the deck since I pulled the cards. So I'm really interested in it, because 1, the art is amazing. I don't know why Fleur de Lis has a third arm now, but she does. And rituals, I love them to death. Call me a boomer. Go ahead, I am a boomer.
Okay, boomer.
But I like the ability, and I told this to JC and Nova privately, but I'm really looking at making a Magistus Dogmatica Secrets Village of the Spellcasters You Don't Get to Do Anything deck, because it just looks like such a fun card. I don't know if I'm the only one who has that opinion, but it's really cool. What's it called again? Fallen
Knight of Albaz. I'm gonna double check the Dogmatica Albaz Knight.
Okay. Dogmatica. Oh no. Oh, Dogmatica Albaz Knight. Okay, because I was gonna say, like, that would be really weird to put in a Dogmatica deck if it doesn't have the name. There we go. Okay. I am here. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know what it does is you can ritual summon this card with Dogmaticas. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, look at your opponent's extra deck and send 1 monster from it to the graveyard. This card also gains attack equal to half the total attack of the monsters sent to the graveyard until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Dogmatica Albaz Knight once per turn. Now, I want to try this with Magistus, because you can just, like, equip the extra deck monsters from your graveyard, I believe. Is that correct, Nova, or am I just being stupid? Oh no, like, you can equip them from the extra deck, can't you?
Yeah, you can use their quick play spell to equip from the extra deck, and you can banish Sendrillin, Riliona, and Crowley to equip them from the grave to them. But I think you can only equip them to Magistus monsters. You can't just equip them to anything.
Okay, but yeah, I'd still do that. because it just I just feel like it'll be a really dumb but fun idea to try on stream. But
yeah, 'cause it's still, like, regardless of that, all of them are still level 4 spellcasters.
Yeah.
So you can do some dumb stuff like make Nina Ruru and then just put Ecclesia back in your hand and be all like, I'll just search again.
Yeah.
I'll put Fleur de Lis back in my hand. What was he gonna activate? I don't think so.
Exactly. That'll be really fun. Can't wait for Mega Twin 2021. For all those reprints, but
live twins here talking about Megatins.
But yeah, like Dogmatica Alba's Night is really interesting to me, and the second piece that I just saw this morning, I don't know how early it actually came out, but we have at Ignister support coming in, and that looks really fun to be playing around with. I was just watching Fat Guy Yu-Gi-Oh's podcast. Guys, I'm not making fun of anybody. That's their channel name. So before you guys start hating on me, go and check out that podcast. It was a really nice discussion. They go over all the sets of 2020, and they touch on the Ad Ignisters a little bit because they talked about Ignition Assault, and which I honestly forgot was the first set of 2020. But coming back to the present times, the At Ignister support looks so fun. It just deals with special summoning things that have 2300 base attack and like, look at all my Link 3 code talkers. But yeah, I think that'll be really interesting to play around with, because I love playing around with the code talkers for some reason. I'm
They're so cool.
Yeah, they are cool. Even outside of Access Code Talker, because we already know how great that thing is. But I haven't made this public yet, but I am trying out an evil live twin Code Talker mashup deck, and I'm thinking of calling it Code. Just like hack code or something, like dot hack or something, just because it's dot hack deck. But even though it has no relation to the anime, but yeah, it'll be. I'm working on that, and it feels like I'm really fun.
Heck yeah.
The Archfiend guy says, I survived through 2 access code talkers once. I wish I could survive 1, but I can't because I suck at this game, which is why I don't put gameplay out. Which is why I force my opponents into using worse decks than they would actually be able to use, hence out of the box. It's great, right? But yeah, that's everything that I'm looking forward to for the first 3 months for the first 4 months out of this year. What about you guys?
JC, do you want to handle this one? I know I'm gonna ramble like a train off the rails.
Okay, sure thing. I'll say I have 4 cards that I'm interested in coming out in Lightning Overdrive. So the first one is actually the Elephant in the Room, the very recent release, or not release, but recent release of knowledge out into the world. The new Dark Honest, or Dishonest, as I hope it gets translated into the TCG as. With its new rarity, this according to YG organization, it's called the holographic rare. It's kind of vague. I would consider all shiny cards to be holographically rare, but to each their own, I guess, with these naming conventions. But it looks absolutely amazing, and I know we will not be getting it in the TCG at all. But I'm still glad for the card itself. I don't like that it subtracts from your opponent as opposed to like increases your own, because once you get to 0, I feel like you have a limit to subtracting as opposed to just increasing your own attack. But still, it's at the very least, it's just a cool callback to a very iconic card that I always thought was really cool on a personal level, and I know I'm not alone with that. So that's definitely a hit for me. A miss, and I'm not too familiar with this archetype. I'm not an expert, but just from like my basic knowledge, I don't really like the new Paleozoic Link monster.
I have.
I've always liked the idea of Paleozoics. If I may be incorrect, just because it has been a little bit since like they first came into existence, but I believe it was like a Korean exclusive archetype that got like transferred over into like the TCG. And I know they get like separate products than like Japan. I don't know the OCG like separation there or anything like that. But the point is, I always thought they were interesting since like I found that out and stuff from their first introduction back when they were just Bergostoma instead of Paleozoic yet. But this taking two Paleozoic monsters to do to link summon, I just really don't like that, and I don't think its effect is too good of a payoff, and because of that I'm not even gonna bother reading it or anything like that. Just know that it sucks and I don't like it too much. I think Paleozoics getting a link monster would be cool if it was more generic and it just maybe helped out their strategy, but attaching needing two Paleozoic monsters with the fact that they banish themselves, you can get away with that with the Xyz, because of course since they aren't sent from the field to the graveyard when they are Xyz material, they end up like working out and they go back to the graveyard and all that high level mechanic stuff that I don't even know what I'm talking about. But with just a link summon, I just really don't like that they have to be used for the link summon ultimately. And then my third one, or I guess this will be my last one because it's the most relevant one. So my third one then is, bear with me here, Oto Shidamashi, which is the little otter thing.
Yes.
It is definitely one of those one-off cards that we get in every set, the pack filler, that has a very weird mechanic to it. It either you see this either with like column movements like that one squid, or like you see it with random counters like Rotonut with nut counters and stuff like that. Just all these random like one-off cards. It's very, very, very cute though. So I'm sure you can make a gimmick deck around it. Looking at, because I've seen all of these Lightning Overdrive cards on like Twitter and stuff like that, so it's all been on my phone. But right now on my laptop, the picture's even more cute because it has like a weird like shadow thing underneath it in the water, like a reflection, I guess you would call it if it's a shadow in water. But it does look very, very, very cute, and I'm excited to just own that card. I know it's going to be a common too, so I'll have plenty copies of them. And then the final one is Uncamouflite, which is the new pendulum monster that likes not having other pendulum monsters or anything in the extra deck for that matter. The only effect that actually matters that I want to read is its pendulum effect. There are no cards in your extra deck, or if you only have other copies of Uncamouflite in your extra deck, you can destroy it in your pendulum zone to draw a card, and then if he's in your pendulum zone, or if he's in your extra deck, and there are no cards except copies of himself in your extra deck, you can special summon him out from your extra deck onto the field, and then he gets banished from the monster zone when he leaves the field. So ultimately it's very, very good, and I'm not the first to think of this by far, but a lot of people are saying this could be a potential option in Domain Monarchs for sure, because it's a free draw and you can also in that same turn use it as a free tribute. I think that's the only major synergy there. He can't be normal summoned or set, so him being level 5 I don't really think matters at all. Like you can't like tribute him, or tribute something for him, but I just think just a free draw in a deck that is known for being bricky and needing all the draws it can get, and also just a free tribute on a deck again that's known for being bricky and could use all the tributes it could get, I think it'll actually be very, very solid in Domain Monarchs for sure. So that's my huge ramble on the 4 cards, the only 4 cards. I'm excited / I hate the Paleozoic one, but it's still of note for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before we get into Nova's cards, I just wanted to blaze through the chat really quickly. So the Archfiend guy says, the decrease isn't too bad. It's almost the same. And it would be interesting to see how Dark Honest works with Archfiends, but it's basically the same as Staff of Despair. And I don't play. I've never played Archfiends, but that would be probably cool to see. I have to go check out the Archfiend guy's channel. And let's see. Loki would want to play Dark Honest and Invoke just to back up an Alistair Pass situation. I would too. Me too. And Otter Baby. So I don't know if you've already seen this, Porcelain, because I know that you are part of Nova's orbital station Discord server, and there is a Vanguard channel in there. But if you search Great Nature Cardfight Vanguard, you will find literally a school of cute and scary looking animals. Just search Great Nature Cardfight Vanguard, and you'll get everything from the giant world-eating foxes to cute little panda bears on little globe balloon things.
I found Tank Mouse, and now all I want to do is play Tank Mouse Vanguard.
Yes. Tank Mouse used to be so stupid. Yeah. Boeing says, anybody ever get beaten by dad? Yes, but I haven't been hit by my father in a very, very long time.
Very important distinction.
But yeah, we are caught up. We are caught up with the chat. So Golden Nova, the floor is yours.
Okay. So one thing that I thought was while JC was talking about dishonest is I hope that we get this really hype scenario where someone summons Blackluster Soldier and they attack, and then Chainlink 1 is dishonest, and then because they're also a light, Chainlink 2 honest.
Oh my god.
The same monster.
Oh my god.
I'd go absolutely silly for that.
That'd be amazing.
I know we already talked about Ignister, but I did want to throw my hat in specifically that every single one of those cards makes me cry my eyes out. And it's not. Why would they do that to us?
I love the traps. The names of those traps are amazing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we get a reprint of the field spell, because one of the cards makes it searchable now. So outside of terraforming, but yeah.
Dark Infant. Alrighty, so this is probably one of the weirdest hand traps I've seen in a while. Let me see if I can. So we've got Bahartia, the Sky Piercer of the Light.
Oh yeah.
Level 7 Light Dragon, 2000 attack, 2400 defense. None of those stats matter. You can tribute summon them by using an effect monster, but during your opponent's main phase, if your opponent adds any cards from their deck to their hand, except by drawing, and this card is in your hand, you can then immediately tribute summon it. And separately, if they're normal or special summoned from your hand, you can have your opponent banish cards from the top of their deck equal to the number of cards in their hand, then shuffle their entire hand into the deck, and then add all those banished cards back into their hand. It's a hand trap reverse Trickstar Reincarnation. Who sat down and was like, I'm going to spend my time designing this. This is what my whole day is going to be about. Oh, click the pen. So, that was my miniature meltdown there.
Yeah.
Isn't it searchable with the White Knight archetype or something like that?
Oh my god, they were.
Is it?
Those were
Holy
important stats. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Tepid Cartridge on Twitter, I believe, mentioned a synergy with it. I think it's searchability. If anything, there is synergy there, obviously. But I think it's searchable. I don't know what the White Knights do though, but yeah. So that's something to also consider. This amazing hand trap can potentially be even easier to use.
That was a good search card. To be ashamed if someone shotgunned it on you, punk. Okay, so no, the thing that I am most excited for is new Bujin support, baby.
Oh yeah.
We've got Maximilian Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh now. It's been too long. I was kind of hoping that they would reveal like a new extra deck monster though too. Like I know that this full set list isn't out yet. So fingers crossed. I'm bringing it up again just so that I can remind myself all it does, but no, yeah, it helps recycle all of your like banished Bujin stuff, so you always have the exact card you need. Because like the issue was you could get things back by using Bujin Carnation if you'd gotten through your game plan enough. But you need to have like no monsters to do it, and your opponent had to have some, and that was really unwieldy. So it's good to see that Pegasus has our back on that.
Oh man, I'm excited for the Bujin support because I bought like the tournament ready decks off of eBay a couple of months ago. I think it was like 4 or 5 months ago, and I got a Dino deck. I got I think it was a Speedroid deck and a Bujin deck. I'm like, oh, this stuff is good in Duel Links. Yeah, I will that one thing. But yeah, I'm hearing that they're getting new support is really fun. This will be really fun.
Okay, I don't have a full handle on it, but I do think it's really cool that we got a whole bunch of Black Rose support just now.
Oh yeah, that stuff's good.
And like how Blood Witch makes the Black Rose Witch like guaranteed to trigger on the specific card that you want. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Blood Rose Dragon, oh my goodness, is so good.
So cool.
Sorry to go on a tangent real quick,
Yep.
but Witch of the Black Rose was the first card I tried to alter when I got into when I got into YouTube. And what I did was I actually took the inside of a Bakugan Gate card and made it metal, but I like used my sink to like make it wet, like to get the foil on the outside. I have it right here. I know it'll be poor quality, but it's very beaten to death with this solid metal chunk right there.
That looks cool though.
Special significance, and I'm sad that I did this to a card that is being bought out currently because of that new support. So,
oh man, don't worry. Legendary Duelist Season 2 is giving it a reprint, I believe, right? So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that's when I said, okay, screw logical thinking. I want plants for out of the box.
Yeah, mine. I mean, yours technically, but.
Yeah, we'll see, because we'll have to do a rock paper scissors match to see who gets first choice again. But JC's last, as per usual, since he placed first last time. Oh man. But yeah.
And all the new Security Force cards, I love every single one of them. They're so good. Like, late Edge Laser summons the high level ones out of your hand, so you don't have to worry about those setups with Chihaya. That's outstanding. The effect on Dog Tag is very situational, but the fact that it can be summoned during your opponent's turn is a quick effect, so you can slap it in the column to apply all the other effects to it. I'm going crazy. And they're also chasing down IP Masquerade and the Trap card, so that's even more ridiculous universe crossing that they're doing with this, and I need an explanation ASAP.
Let's go.
Give me the master guide.
We need it. We need it. We need Nova to be stable for this whole year, and not thinking about lore all the time, so we can do out of the box.
I still don't even know what's going on with this new Albaz stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been told in the Discord by I think it's Rustimus that it's translated incorrectly, and all those cards that say Stigmata aren't supposed to be called that, and it's some other like mystic thing that's similar to it. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have the connections that you would assume the whole Stigmata thing so far would have. So I'm like, man, what's going on? Tell me.
Stop blowing up my brain. But I had something that I wanted to say, but I just blanked out for a sec.
I have something that we didn't discuss prior to this,
okay.
And it can be very short if no one's interested. But going through YG organization just now to kind of find the Bujin support, because I feel like that was so long ago that I kind of forgot about it almost, because with all these new releases. But the Cyber Dragon Mattel promo it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people have made videos on it, and if you're in any kind of Facebook groups involving like buying and selling, especially like the bigger ones, you've probably seen people post about it. But literally a card that apparently existed but was never put into circulation as a toy promo actually existed in apparently like some guy's closet or something like that he like traded for, had it in there for a while. It came back a PSA 6. I know PSA a very, very, very condensed shortened version. I don't know what I'm talking about, but apparently PSA doesn't technically authenticate cards; they just grade it. So people are arguing to have that sent to
Konami.
I think. Not well, maybe Konami would probably keep it, right? Because they're like, this was never supposed to release. They're like, we're still hurting from not putting out product in October. We actually have to sell this ourselves. But I still I know basically the point is people are still on the fence about whether it's real, like on the higher spectrum of like collectors. Some people are, in talks about, oh, this might not be real, but I'll take it. I hope it's real. It's very cool. And also, people aren't giving it love, but I think also like the Clayman and Avian, I don't know exactly if they have existed or if they're very, very rare, but those were also in the collection. And I know they're at least worth a lot of money as well. So good for that person who found them in his closet, allegedly, or whatever. And good for the Yu-Gi-Oh community for having something fun happen, I guess, because that didn't have anything to do with an actual like set release.
Yeah. Before we move on, the Archfiend guy is going to bed. So thanks for dropping by.
Have a nice night.
And Noel has entered the chat. Konami. Oh, we'll grade it. Burns it. I heard you're getting $80,000 for this. Now you're not. But yeah, that's super interesting because I just said it, but I think the last offer that I saw on it was $80K.
Yeah, in Bitcoin, I believe.
Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, that's even more than 80.
A lot
Isn't that even more now then?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, so I have a question.
Don't know.
Yeah.
So PSA grading, does that go up to a 10 or to 6 like the watermark? Okay, so it's not like
It's up to a 10. A 6 is I don't think anyone would pay extra for a 6. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely, I think, light played, even moderately played. But that's why it's also funny to me because it's like just the 6, but then it's also the only copy in existence. So like, I mean, I guess it's the highest grade you can get on it,
Yeah.
Because it's the only one. But yeah.
Can you imagine it coming back as like a 1 or a 2, but it's still the only copy ever?
It's like,
people are still offering thousands of dollars for it. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. But yeah, I still can't remember what I was going to say. But do you guys have anything while I try to jog my memory?
Are there any silly cards? God, what was that one that was released today? One of one.
Oh yeah, one of one.
One by one.
Oh, one by one.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Is it one of one? I'm sorry.
No, it is one by one.
Okay, I was gonna say I said it so confidently. I hope I'm right, but
it's like reading it the first time gave me a headache. Unless like I'm just genuinely bad at reading, or if the effect is actually hard to understand. You guys got to let me know. But it feels like a more complicated 1-for-1.
it's like basically recurring it as opposed to searching, because it's like
okay.
from your banished or graveyard, I think, or is it just banished? I'm sure it's
banished and graveyard.
Yeah. So I feel like if they put this effect on a spell card and put 1-for-1's effect on a trap card, I feel like 1-for-1 potentially wouldn't be on the ban list, and I feel like this would be slightly decent. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would kind of power balance them, but this is like not good, I don't think. I mean, I don't play many decks that like focus on level 1 specifically. Maybe with my Karibo beatdown, I'd want to recur those Karibos to save my life points a little better or something.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can think. I definitely think it's a downgrade. But then again, it also serves an actually different function from 1-for-1. It's literally just like a callback, like a reference to it, which I actually really appreciate. I like this card a lot just for the naming and artwork alone, but definitely not the effect.
And I remembered what I was going to say. So
Yes.
So the security force is chasing Time Thieves and IP Masquerena, right?
And Cyframe Driver.
And Cyframe Driver. What if tinfoil hat on, since she is getting another copy, not another copy, but like another support card in Kissy Kill Frost. What if they're also chasing the Evil Twins?
Yo, I'm not ruling it out. They're being chased by someone.
Who better than Security Force?
Who better than them?
Yeah,
They're
imagine
already
like
kind of fitting the aesthetic, like the neons that
Yeah.
IP has.
maybe IP's helping them do all that like VTuber stuff. You know,
Oh.
she's their editor or something like that, and now she's getting chased. So now
She's
by
a side
extension, she is. You never know.
Fucking-
You know.
Gee. I was so sure whenever they released just the image of IP Masquerena, I'm like, that's a UA card. All those like neon stripes,
Yeah.
that's gonna be some kind of UA thing. That's something pretty cool. Nope. But now I'm thinking, wait a sec. What if it is UA? And it's just a different part of this world we haven't seen
Yeah.
yet. What's the
Yeah. Oh my God. Tinfoil hat again. UA slash
and then
FA. Yeah. They're actually just a front for a crime syndicate that's backing the Evil Twins and IP that the security force hasn't gotten to yet because there's like a mole in the police force or something, or they just don't care because they're just varsity players and race car drivers and stuff.
Speaking of theories, that all this reminds me of because Rogue Theory did an episode on Cyframes a while ago, where he posits that because all of the frame gears have like alpha, beta, gamma, or all the names, he posits that those are the Vylons who have escaped from Dual Terminal, and now they're in the Security Force world, and that's how they introduce into that mix, and that like confirms the multiverse. And I'm like, this is some like
My head's hurting.
5 brain stuff. Like, what the? And I can't say it's wrong because it's like, oh, all of a sudden, here's Redo. We're just being like, hey, what's up, man? It's like, hey, I got to bring you in. It's like, don't talk to me, Orifice. I got to steal this stuff. And I was like, why is my name Orifice?
Oh man. But yeah, we hit the 1 hour mark. Our trademark is to go, like 15-20 minutes longer, but since JC has to go to school tomorrow, we don't want to do that. So, closing remarks, but before that, I need to get to the chat so that people don't think that we're bad with PR. So, let's see. Boeing said arrivederci to the Archfiend guy. Porcelain says PSA 1 worth 8,000 lol. Like, oh my God, can you imagine that? Like, he literally gives it in like crumpled, but it's the only copy in existence. So he's like, 8,000, take it or leave it. But
what is it? Mattel Cyber Dragons gripped forcefully by JC Theater.
Just has like a little like like a really small autograph. JC gripped this. Oh man. Let's see. Although maybe the Evil Twins and Security Force could work together to hunt down IP, since I'm pretty sure IP and Evil Twins don't like each other. That could be a possibility, but that'll be really difficult, to like play both sides of the coin while searching for somebody that is sort of also in that space. And she's an IP masker. You know how easy it'd be for her to like shut you down, because you get, like your only good side is that you're VTubers. That's literally it. Everything else you're just like criminals. So that would be really interesting to see how that would go down. It would be like a 2-man Suicide Squad that I don't think would be worth it for the Evil Twins, because they haven't been captured, and they're coming out with like season celebration themed skins for their channel. So I don't know how likely that would be, but that'd be pretty cool. Hank Cheesecake says UA support no matter what, please. JC, I feel like you would feel with that. UA support. Education.
Yeah, I haven't built them yet, but I still think they're so interesting because like side tangent, very very side tangent, but the out of the box thing again, this new support was great, but I still have to pick up the other UAs from like New Challengers and like all the other Duelist Alliance. I think I'm only mentioning what came from Duelist Alliance, but again, yeah, that's what's stopping me. Granted, it's just because I'm too lazy to get them, but definitely one day, hopefully new support, and then I won't have to use any of the old support, so I could just continue on in the future of UAs instead.
Or tinfoil hat. I need to make one. We get a ghost rare UA motorhome in Ghosts from the Past. That'd be crazy. You get a haunted house on wheels, man. What else could you ask for? Why is it synchro? Why is it summoning itself? I don't know. But
It's always been that way.
it's always been that way. But
Ever since FA the movie 2.
Okay, judging by the spell that the trap card that shall not be named, I forgot what we were talking about here.
Oh, a booby game. That's
Oh.
probably it.
Oh yeah, the only
One that's not an evil twin card, but is very clearly
yeah
the.
yeah. People were complaining in the Evil Twin duelist group. It was like, why? But yeah, I think it's still pretty cool.
It's free lore. Don't worry about it's part of the archetype because it's not.
Yeah. Noel says he has to get back to school, so that'd be good luck. Good luck to you, Noel. And oh my God, JC says education gang. Education gang. And Porcelain says maybe after the evil twins get caught. That could be, but I feel like they're too cool to get caught. You know what I mean?
What's that sticker that they're being covered in? Like clearly they got pranked, but I don't know if I'm supposed to know who pranked them.
I don't know. I haven't. I forgot. What card does it show up in?
It's called. I think it's just called. Porcelain's blocking me for it, but I think it's just called Booby Game. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't. I've seen the ability. I haven't committed it to memory, and I forgot what the art looks like. I just know that like they look angry or something like that. But
Yeah, we'll reconvene.
On the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom.com, like the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki page, it's just the back of a Yu-Gi-Oh card for the picture, so that does not help me right now with this.
We'll get to it some other time. It's fine. But I just wanted to go over Kaisa Kyle Frost real quick because she makes getting stuff out so much easier now. Like
I'm so
it's
glad.
so much
I'm so
easier
glad.
now. I know, and I hope she comes out as a common. But I probably because like her ability is pretty good, so I feel like she's gonna be at least a super coming in this set. But other than that, I have no more thoughts on Lightning Overdrive, and I hope we all have closed our cases on this because it's time for the outro, guys. We have reached the end of the show, and what are any announcements that you guys would like to make that are coming up on your channels before we say goodnight?
Let's see. We talked a lot about live twin stuff. I want to make sure everyone knows about Komi Mari, the channel. If anyone hasn't seen it, they did that Dogmatica animated episode, but they've also done a couple of live twin episodes out there, which are just the funniest thing. So if you like live twins, go check out Komi Mari. I don't know what the day is coming up on, but I do know I have Rogue Theory and I have a couple of crossover episodes that will be coming out eventually, so keep an eye out for that. And I think same thing with Peeps Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm working on all that stuff. But I don't have any dates yet, so just make sure to subscribe to stay on top of that information.
And hit that bell too, so that way you know when it happens.
And smash that like button.
Yeah, smash it. What about you, JC? What you got cooking? Since you have already obviously destroyed burgers, what else are you cooking?
Yeah. So, taking a 180 from that, I want to start a series going over all the extra deck mechanics, starting with Fusion. Sadly, even though chronologically it makes sense, that is also the most to fit in to a video, because it's the longest running extra deck mechanic, so much so that at one point it was called the Fusion deck instead of the extra deck.
Yeah.
Originally, I wanted to do this big production where I had a bunch of content creators on, like, to just like say stuff about like fusion monsters, intercut it kind of like a documentary style. But then I realized this is my first of the series, and I want to actually know I can physically make it and not like be like, oh hey guys, can you be in my video, and then like they won't talk to me again when it comes out terrible or something like that, or I don't want to make people look bad, is the most realistic like challenge with that. So I decided against doing that for this one going forward in the series, because obviously there are other extra deck mechanics I hope to actually involve other people and more people and stuff. But basically my whole point is I'm actually working on a series and a actually big project that hopefully doesn't burn me out immediately. Another side thing is, just from Out of the Box, even though I haven't posted any of my own content in like a month, just from Out of the Box I've been gaining subscribers, so thank you Jello, and of course Nova for being a part of that, but of course Jello for having it on his channel mainly. Yeah, and like making the physically building and editing the content to make me look good enough for people to click on the link down below to like subscribe to me. But yeah, so basically to sum it up, I'm working on projects. I know every time Jello's kind of asked me in the past on the podcast, oh, what are you doing? I'm just like, stuff. But I finally have more details for that. Again, no dates on a personal level. I really want to post it in January, so probably January 31st to get it in the month.
Realistically,
but, not worried about it, but that's my goal right now, to have something out by the end of the month. And for just podcast listeners, I want to say it out loud now. I want to make a smaller companion piece to this that just talks about monster cards, or like cards in general, but I think mainly just monster cards that replace a fusion material, you know, like Goddess with the Third Eye and stuff like that, and King of the Swamp, I think, or you guys know what I'm talking about, just like and the Hex fusion monsters and stuff, because I think those are like interesting, and I forgot to put them in the script. So I figured I'd put them somewhere, and they'd be a nice little companion piece to get more content out, and it'll be a little easier thing. So that's all I'm doing right now. So what are you up to now that you finally burnt out your eyes and mind with Out of the Box for now?
That's a really good question. Before I say that though, Porcelain says, JC, if you don't talk about Invoked, I'ma cry.
Definitely Fusion Enforcers is a touchstone for sure.
Like, you should just gloss over the set that's literally Fusion Enforcers. Like, it enforces fusions. Let's just not talk about that.
No, just find several years of control play. Has memes coming out of the wazoos of the biggest Yugi tubers. Nah, just what is it?
Oh man, but it's funny that you said that. What am I doing after Out of the Box? I'm still working on Out of the Box. The three of us, to all our viewers that don't know, we are already talking about what set we're going to be doing, and we came up with the answer. I think we came up with an answer yesterday, or I don't remember when. I've lost all sense of time. Yeah, it's just
out the window.
Yeah,
don't care.
It's just gone. The next set that we are doing for Out of the Box will be Legendary Duelist Season 2. And I am super excited for that, because I love reprint sets, especially this format of sets, because you get so many cards and it just feels really good. Don't know how many we're going to open. Right now I only have 2 on pre-order, but I might get a third one if we need to. But I was doing the math, and it looks like that we're getting a lot of, the secrets and the ultras, and of course the comments. So that might not be as much of an issue. But we will start filming that as soon as it comes out, but it won't be out until I want to say mid-February at the earliest, because I need to take more time to edit things, because I don't want to feel what I felt this past week editing every night for like 4 hours. As much as I enjoy doing it, as much as I love making the videos and saying that, yay, I made 2 months worth of content in a week, it did take a bit of a toll on my eyes, and of course my home life. So I'm trying to strike a balance with that, and we're only aiming to do this maybe 6 or 7 times a year anyway, so I feel like that's a pretty good wait time for the next one to come out. And other than that, meme af deck profiles of things that I want to put together just to see whether or not they work, and my Vanguard video. So I've been working on the script for this for collectively about 2 hours, and I was supposed to start working on it even more this week because I thought that I'd still have time to do it, but of course out of the box kind of just, it took my attention away from it. But I do have a trial deck coming in that I ordered because there's some cards in there that I really need, and thankfully I had an Amazon gift card anyway, so I basically got that thing for free. It'll be coming in maybe next week or next week. So there are a bunch of things that I feel like would help me make the video and not have to edit things. And yes, I'm being lazy. You know what, you just have to take it with this channel. I'm so sorry, but there are a bunch of things in there that I feel like would be really easy to explain in the video if I actually had the physical playmats and the cards and the symbols and all the other tokens and stuff that you need to play the game, and just do it that way instead of having to do like a very editing intensive video. So that is the next thing that'll probably be coming out, or if not, then out of the box. I can't get it out of my mind. Zero to Hero will be coming up probably next week. So Thursday or Friday next week. That'll be out. And other than that, that's everything actually. So yeah, if you guys want to see more Vanguard stuff, let me know. I'm ordering a bunch of Vanguard stuff because we're basically getting the Vanguard equivalent of legacy support for all the old archetypes that haven't been supported since the reboot of the game. So that'll be really, really, really fun. And yeah, that's it, guys. Porcelain spammed a little bit, so let's see what she said. I didn't know it was Sunday until I saw this podcast on my time. Aha! Our podcast has become synonymous with every other Sunday of the month. Yes, that is the that is the goal. And Yu-Gi-Oh content, YouTube content is worth sacrificing your health. That goes for all of you, by the way. Thanks, Porcelain, for looking out. And And I agree 100 billion% that it isn't, which is why I'm taking the longer period of time to edit and get things out. So thank you very much for that. And thank you to everybody else who came out tonight. I'm just going to go right up to the top and say everybody's name. We had Hank Cheesecake, Boeing, JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh, Zombie Slayer 9000, E-Hero, Burner Visor, we had Terrio Frost, we had GoldenNovaYugioh, Porcelain, Poltergeist, and going down a bit, where is his name? There he is. The Archfiend guy, and we also had Noel and Not a Pancake. Oh my god, I didn't see this earlier. And hello, Not a Pancake. And I said,
if you're watching this on the VOD, we love you, Pancake.
Yes, we love pancakes.
It's not a pancake.
Oh, you're right.
It's not a pancake. Oh, we love everything but pancakes. But anyway, guys, that is it for this episode of this podcast. And you guys are now
in the Yugi know.